The day my stepmom slid a handwritten note across the kitchen table demanding I pay $800 in rent to live in the house I grew up in. Something inside me didn't snap, it sharpened. My name is. Ava and I remember staring at her while her two grown kids lounged on the couch laughing like this. Was normal, like I was the outsider in my own home. She said it was time I contributed now that I was working full-time, completely ignoring the fact that neither of her kids paid a single cent and hadn't worked in months. I almost laughed, but instead I nodded quietly because what she didn't know, what none of them knew, was that the house wasn't hers. It was never hers. My grandparents had left it to me in a will they kept private until I turned 25, and that birthday had been 2 weeks ago. I hadn't said anything yet because I didn't want conflict, but sitting there being treated like a tenant in my own property changed everything. I took the note, folded it carefully, and told her I'd think about it the next morning. I called the lawyer my grandparents had trusted, and within hours everything was confirmed. The house worth $1.2 million was legally mine and had been transferred into my name already. All I needed to do was act. I didn't argue. I didn't confront. I simply filed the paperwork and had official eviction notices drafted for all 3 of them when I walked back into that house that evening. They were eating dinner like nothing had changed. My stepmom didn't even look up when she reminded me rent was due by the end of the week. I placed 3 envelopes on the table and said calmly, "Actually, you have 7 days to leave." The confusion on their faces was almost satisfying until it turned into anger, disbelief, accusations. Her son stood up, yelling that I couldn't do that it was their home, and that's when I finally smiled, not out of cruelty but clarity. I pulled out the documents and placed them in front of them. Their names weren't anywhere on it, only mine. Silence filled the room as reality hit harder than any argument ever could. My stepmom's voice cracked. She tried to twist it, saying family doesn't do this to each other. But I just looked at her and said, family also doesn't charge you rent in your own house or let their kids freeload while treating you like nothing. The next 7 days were chaos, threats, guilt trips, fake apologies, but I didn't bend. I changed the locks the moment they left, and for the first time in years, the house felt like mine again. Quiet, safe, mine. I didn't just take back a property, I took back my place, my boundaries, my voice. So tell me, did I do the right thing or not?